Hey everyone, it's Mike Adams here with The Simple Dollar, where we believe that personal finance doesn't have to be complicated. If you are new to the channel, make sure to click subscribe and click the bell so that way you get notified on any and all of our future content. Now, in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the top 3 best secured credit cards that are available right now here in 2020. And unlike regular credit cards, what's really cool about secured cards is that the qualification standards are much less. So if you are, you're new to credit, right? Or perhaps you've had a bankruptcy or some dings in your credit, missed payments, things like that, to where you have a bad credit score. The good news with the secured card is that you have a higher chance of qualifying for a secured line of credit. The only difference is that it is a secured card. And if you've seen any of our other videos on this YouTube channel or any of our other articles over on thesimpledollar.com, where we talk about the difference between something that is secured or unsecured. When something is secured, that means that there is collateral. Okay, so secured means collateral. And when it comes to a secured credit card, the collateral is going to be a cash deposit. So what we need to do here is we need to save up a little bit of money in your savings, let's say $1,000. And from there, you're going to open an account with a particular bank. You're going to send them that $1,000. And from there, they are going to issue you a line of credit typically for the amount that you sent in as your deposit. That deposit is collateral. And so if you were to, let's say, rack up that $1,000 card and never pay it back, they would then be able to take the $1,000 that you sent them as collateral. And again, why is that required? With a secured line, the collateral is required typically because you have bad credit. It's more of a risk, to lenders. When somebody has bad credit, it is more risky to lenders because the chance that somebody's not going to pay is what that number is truly reflecting. That credit score that you have is basically just a determination on the likelihood that you're going to go 90 days late on a particular account. And so if you have a high credit score, what that is saying is that, there's a very low chance that this individual is going to go 90 days late on this account. However, if somebody has a very low credit score, let's say under 650, that kind of tells the banks, there's a decent chance here that this account may go past 90 days late on this account. So because of that, they're going to want some collateral to hedge their risk a little bit, allowing you to still get this line. So lower qualification standards, but it will require a security deposit to open a secured line. And when some hear that, it's like, I don't want to do that. That's a bummer. I don't like that. But one of the real benefits to a secured line, number one, is that these are great for young adults and for people that are very, very new to credit. It's a great way to make sure that you're not going to get in over your head. Typically with secured lines, the limits aren't going to be too big. And as well, it's typically based on the amount of deposit that you sent in. Again, you can only get yourself in so much trouble because the limit of the card is not typically higher than the amount of money that you've already sent them as collateral. So it allows you to kind of get started and get moving on rebuilding credit if that's the case, without the risk to you as well that you're gonna get in too deep and not be able to pay this line off. So there's definitely some pros and cons there to the secured line. The biggest benefit here though is that we are looking to rebuild your credit score. In the future, you may be able to get your hands on unsecured lines with very low interest rates as your credit strengthens and your score improves. But we all have to start somewhere. And so if we have to start with a secured line of credit, let's start with the best lines of credit that are available so that way you can get out of the gates running here towards rebuilding your credit. So the first card on our list here is the Open Sky Visa card. But we really like this one because it offers an instant approval. With a secured credit card, many of the lenders will still run a credit check on you. Even if they're okay if you have bad credit or even no credit, even if they're okay with that, they will probably still run a credit check on you and you'll get a hard inquiry on your credit. The great thing about this one here with instant approval is that they're not going to be running a hard inquiry, right? They're not going to be running your credit. So this is a great way to get your hands on a really powerful secured line of credit without getting a hard inquiry. Regarding the deposits, now you do have to have the smallest line of credit that they'll do is $200. The largest line of credit that they'll do is $3,000. So depending on what your savings is looking like and depending on the size of the line of credit you're looking to get your hands on, that would be the range that you could get with this Open Sky Visa. And the fact that it offers instant approval is definitely a reason that it's on our list. And also the fact that it only has a $35 annual fee. With other secured cards, again, when you have bad credit or you're new to credit, you're going to pay higher interest charges and you're going to pay some fees. And with this one, it's a very reasonable $35 annual fee, which really is not that bad to be able to get your hands on this very powerful secured line of credit. The second card on our list here is the First Progress Platinum Prestige MasterCard. And the reason we like this one is because it has a very low interest rate. Now, typically, again, with secured lines of credit, you will deal with higher interest rates on these types of lines, typically because you're either new to credit or you have a bad credit score. But with this particular secured line of credit, the interest rate is only 9.99%, which is very comparable with what many people will see with fair to good credit with an unsecured line of credit. They'll see about 9.99%. So this is a fantastic interest rate for a secured line, especially if you are credit challenged. That's actually fantastic. The annual fee on this particular line of credit is only $49 a year, so that's pretty reasonable as well. Now, regarding the account limits, the minimum account that they'll open up is $200 up to a $2,000 line of credit. So that would be the maximum security deposit you could send in would be $2,000. So you can get yourself up to a $2,000 line of credit through these guys. And again, it's only at 9.99% interest, which is one of the lowest APRs available for a secured line of credit. And our third card is the Unity Secured Visa Card. And the reason we like this one in particular is because it allows you to do balance transfers. So if you have other credit card debt or other high interest loans or other high interest bearing debt, you can actually do balance transfers with this particular secured card, which is very rare. You know, most secured cards are not looking for you to transfer balances. As well, most secured cards have very low limits, right? Like you can't, with the first two we showed you, you can't go higher than $3,000 as far as a limit on your secured line. With the Unity Visa, you can go as high as a $10,000 deposit. So if you're able to save up $10,000, you can send it over to them and they will give you a $10,000 line of credit in which you can use for obviously your purchases and normal transactions. But if you have other high interest bearing debt, you can transfer that onto this Unity Visa. And what's really great, okay, now it's like, okay, well, Mike, we know that these secured lines have typically high interest. But what's really cool about this one here is that you actually get an intro rate on your interest. Okay, you will get 9.95% as far as your interest rate for the first 6 months that you have this secured line open. After the 6 months, it's gonna go up, okay? So it's gonna go up to 15.1% interest, so quite a bit higher, it's a big jump. But on the front end, during those first 6 months, that's not a bad interest rate at all for a secured line of credit. The minimum size line of credit Unity will open will be $200. And obviously if you're starting that small, chances are you're not using this card for balance transfers. And if that's the case, the first line, the Open Sky that we talked about, may be the better option. But if you're going to go high limit, and again, you have other debts to consolidate, this is a fantastic secured credit card. And with only a $39 annual fee, that's definitely one of the top cards available right now, and that's why it's on our list. So there you go. Those are the top 3 secured credit cards that are available. And if you're interested in checking one of those out or applying for one, make sure to either click the links that are in the description of this video or visit us over at thesimpledollar.com. We actually have quite a bit more information on these banks. We know quite a bit more about the terms, the interest rates, some of the things that might be in the fine print on each of these different secured cards. We have that information on our website over at thesimpledollar.com. So make sure you spend some time, click the link below this video and check out the full article so you can get all the details. And if you're interested, you can click the links in the article there and you can right away, you can apply for one of these particular secured cards. So hopefully you found value in this training and in this discussion about the top 3 secured credit cards that are available. If you did, make sure to give this video a like and give it a comment below. And as well, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. we are going to be pumping out a lot of content to help you with your personal finance and help you master your money. So make sure to click subscribe here and click the bell so that you get notified on any and all of the future videos that we put out so you can continue on your financial journey. But that's all for this video. I will see you in the next training.